These are some train cars based on a very old intermodal set. They carry cargo containers that are 4 studs wide and various lengths. They all connect by some version of plates underneath that then lock on these little raised tiles. This one's built from a lot of pieces from the Galaxy Explorer set, and I'll do a longer video on that later. But I was going to bring this one into view that's even more loosely based on the original intermodal sets. Now, what's interesting about these is that they don't use a train base, even though they kind of have a similar shape to these. It's all built from plates. And there is a frame piece. You use 4 of these, but you could probably get by without it, but it is a nice way of making sure that this is fully locked in with the upper part of the deck. The bottom is recessed, and the containers actually slide down in there. Mine have raised walls, that's why they're a bit tight. And with these, you can build them so they open. These ones just have a simple door that flips off the studs pretty easily. Then some of the other ones I have shutters. It kind of helps to use the wall panels if you do want to store things in there. Gives you more room, and also it creates a lighter train, which is always a good thing. And then I just kind of build every one a little different. This one doesn't open at all, it's more decorative. And then I had the 5 and 10 printed, so I thought that was a nice idea to use the 5 for the half size of the 10. And again, this one doesn't open or anything like that. I like greebling with the handles and stuff. You just kind of have to make sure that it fits into the car that you're making, because they do stick out a little bit. And then also with like the shutters, obviously you can't have them close together like that. And I don't think I mentioned it yet. The other nice thing about these is they make use of this Jacobs Bogie, which is a way of providing wheels for 2 cars. And the benefit of that is you get to use less wheels, and that's less drag on the track, so you can run longer trains, even though the weight of these can get pretty hefty as you add on the cargo containers. It's not really necessary for it to have the decorative grills in the bottom and stuff, but when I was building this, I was really satisfied with how it came out, so I didn't mind using some of my more specialized pieces. Technically, the cars would be built the same front and back, but I always like to just use variation for design, just for my own enjoyment, and also that way you don't burn through all your pieces of a certain type. Now with this one, I did have a lot of blue pieces. The white I don't really like how it looks with that, but because I had the white pieces and it just worked out so well, like being able to use the original fence railings here on here, even though that's totally unrealistic, and it makes the cars pretty tight down in there. But other greebling aspects of this I really like. Like here I used the swivel, the bottom part of like one of those swiveling pieces just for some extra texture. The bars mounted vertically, and then I had a bunch of doors from Pick-a-Brick, and I think I got like this giant handful of them, and they were all right-sided, so that's why they all run in the same direction. But I think they do open. I don't think there's any depth to them. Yeah, it just goes through. So those are more on there just for this extra detail of the handle. Just kind of makes a nice like welded appearance or something like that. I guess I'll just go ahead and cover these too, since this video is pretty short so far. Just some alternate cargo containers. Again, this one's tight only because it's built up. The original models called for, I think, a tile across here, but I wanted to make it a little more substantial. Same thing, just pops off. There's not really any room to put anything in there. But I really like how these came out. And I did have some of these printed space pieces with the white, which is really the only reason I incorporated white into these cars in the first place. This is from the new Galaxy Explorer set that came out a few years ago. I think these printed arrows here are from really old set that I must have found a few of those pieces in a yard sale lot or something like that. Oh, I got 2 containers here, and they attach just the same way. The Jacobs Bogie on here. I had a few of those computers from the Galaxy Explorer, so I went ahead and put that on there. And that number 2 I just put because that's printed in white as well. So I just like how it came out.